Blossom. As soon as I release the spring, it will escape across the frozen lake and everything inside will change. The only way to tell if it's spring is to release it, so I keep it in my breast pocket and the world remains winter. I will just peek for a moment at the blossom, if indeed there's blossom. There should be blossom, and there should be, let's see. No, I daren't. If it changes, I won't know where I am. I will lose myself. Blossom might not be sufficient reason to open up the spring and look in. Blossom, what is that? In my dream of dreams, I have written and having written have moved on. Inexorably, ineligible, ineligibly, ineluctably by a moonlight with a sconce in hand, winding up a spiral staircase. I cast in my eye, running away 3,000 miles into the rooting system of Odin's oak tree. There had been a time measured by clepsydra before Bonifaci bat-fouling axed the oak apple, smelted the gold of that selfish kobold, Ulrich, from his cloud house, the Yggdrasil, withering eye to the heart spoon, the moon is down. Earthlight, its place is somewhat cold. In a spirit of freedom, we took a look inside to find a baker's dozen, a poulterer's ounces, the paw of the cat, the clapper claw of the mountain, recapturing the monastic ultramontane. Across the colors of the Himalayas, pine is good for the nerves, the knives in the rubber tree. The Raja maintained Ashoka's ecology. Pre-Christian, tilted back his head to look, to see the rude. Jesus Christi, the Sangreal, a salamander, fire burning the temple. Joseph of Arimathea, Christ wrapped in a chrism noble proportions, covered with ash, his eyelashes, wasp wings, waxy as red wine, a burgundy, Lacrima Christi, Kiri in Gethsemane, Mary Magdalena, and Judas Didymus Thomas, sacrificed in the Malabar caves, the Landgravina banquets on the Spider Queen Ariadne, freed her eyes, her Tyrian eyes, from the purple. The apostles thought the Logos, the Holy Ghost, a shapeshift on the road to Emmaus, turning away from eternity. St. Peter tracks back to Rome along the Apennine Way. There was more darkness than light as Nero's Petronius wrapped his wrists in the vermilion embers of his quintessence. A phoenix sobs in the fire. It's Nero's psaltery. He's bent double, a shadow with a velocity. The flames in perpetuity, ineluctably lambent, hung fire in a chamber before the bloody clouds. The Circus Maximus had power, however ridiculous. I play upon the strings as on the nipples of a slave girl, uncomplaining from the sedge, stepping forward, trembling, lions in cherubic feathers sacrificed. Queen Kareem's wolfish hunting yachts standing in a whirlpool of blackening water. In the lees of his wine, melting a pearl, worth the known world, a ragged boy, Christ, emerges from the market in Jerusalem. No epileptic Caesar crucifying pirates for kidnapping him. Justice, the ancient mystic, soothsayer, dragon slayer, crossing the Somerset levels under Sirius, the dog star visible to the naked eye, Salome. dancing tethered by gyves, patterned of birds' wings. On a silken screen, she dances in the smoke, at root of the rude, indescribable, his body devoured by a philosopher, lifting his head at the crown, tasting what it was to die. Let me go on lying, me tangerine, bringing the apostles together in the upper room. Tongues of fire crossed the 7 hills in a direction of Tivoli, in the deep shadows of every footstep, catching the twisted root of the oak. And from his blood-stained pouch, Boniface moved like a mournful sprite, a hamadryad weaving into the night sky. A dog star turned turtle in my dream of dreams.
Okay, Moth and Rust. Moonlight kept me awake last night, covering my body in a silvery film, a black and white masterpiece with a purling obelisk as a centerfold. I must be suffering from night sweats, leaving a snail trail, exposing me for centuries, frail inside volcanic rock in a creeping pursuit of time. No hip-hop hobgoblins will dance me along in my grey silk pyjamas. Over the high-flying waves of distant seas, I will surf on your back, scouring the skies for an albatross, the lover of the lost one, come to seek him out, then sweet revenge on the killer of his mate. Coast to coast I see myself, moon-faced in the glassy ocean, a mere poseur, a buccaneer, riding high on foaming high tops. Delete me from your page, or you will never perfect your set, being more hell than heaven in a catastrophic pell-mell of descent. Observed on my way down by Cerberus, the 3-headed dog, his eyes aflame. Yes, he stars in the Divine Comedy show. Make way for the glutton. She's being fast-tracked. I've no time to kiss the dice before I throw. I knew it, 666. Hell's bells summon me below as the monster heads erupt. Let me die quickly in that intense heat before the grand finale. That crazy mirror held upside down ejects me into space where hell no longer exists and the monster's teeth are tardy. Yet I'm a prisoner, interlaced with strips of silver, as stars leer down. They are my persecutors. Sorry. A last-ditch attempt to hurl me out. From that terrifying place, I look on while being borne by moths, whose frail wings take on gigantic strength, allowing me to survive. It's not my time. Like Hamlet, I clutch at my illusory dagger. It's not my time. Even demons toss me aside. I'm bound to survive. The tolling bells of the church have brought many victims before me. We're under lime, fizzing and gyrating in our sick beds. Better finish off my werewolf self with a silver bullet in the brain. No more pain, no more murderous intent, just moonlight pouring in. Will I ever appear like an angel of light, a survivor of this midnight plot to take me out? I'm up and away in my beautiful balloon. Jules Verne never saw the like. I sit in my palace of stars out in space. Goodbye, my friends, goodbye. It's a blood moon tonight, and I'm riding high. And got one here. This one I wrote this morning, actually. I had a strange visitor to my breakfast. So I wrote this poem this morning. It's called Uninvited Guest. A trapeze artist dangled over the spangled sunrise of my breakfast dish. A neurotic, it tasted my milk, little knowing that its body of wire was unsuitable, not made for that mammalian fare, yet it was there, maybe for a bath, with one leg in the air, performing, always performing as the king of kings. Resting now, preposterously resting in my morning feast, or was it about to die? Lounging in my cereal of the day, with those drops of Breton honey which attracted it to stay. It had rested an hour. It must be dead, even before I thought of batting it out of the way. This uninvited guest at the meal, now suspended once more on wire, its feelers everywhere. Was it an escapee? Was it an escapee from that horror movie, The Fly, after lying cartoon-like to rest, its frail leg akimbo, stuck in the air like a reigning monarch, without a state or cause? Daddy Longlegs, we called his kind when we were kids on the skids, dangled in a corner. It was as if it was waiting for applause as it descended from on high and took the bow once more.